yeah, your 20s and 30s, arguably, should be used to produce the life that you want and that others are unwilling to work for at that point in time in your life. That's what it should be used for.
Well, there's two pieces there.
Yeah.
First is that you do not become a quote unquote man of substance if you are just working at a computer making $1 million a year, working 365 days a year, which I completely disagree with. Think of all the fucking giant tech companies out there that were built not in real life. They were built on a fucking computer, right? And then not only that, but that's the first part. And the second part is the fact that the number one expense that you should have in your 20s is traveling.
Yeah. So let me, I'm going to talk. And the reason why this resonates with me so much is because I went through this. All my buddies were traveling at that point in time, early 20s, you know, during college and this and that, and I didn't do any of it. I was bunkered down, you know, kind of starting my businesses, not in my early 20s. I was actually not the type of person that I am now, but soon thereafter, I turned into a completely different person.
Yeah.
But after they were done university, they were still going out, traveling, this and that. I had a very different 20s than them. I sacrificed, I would say, probably 23, maybe even 22, trying to get things going. 22 to my early 30s, like completely sacrificed it. I didn't do shit. In response to this video, I understand where this guy's, what he's trying to say. I do. I actually understand what he's trying to say, but it's very flawed, okay? Because number one, you could easily travel and still be an idiot. Number two, you can still easily travel and not necessarily know how to communicate those fucking stories. Number three, you can very well travel and not have a good time. Number four, can you even travel by yourself? Is that something that you're willing to do? Because a lot of people don't have a good time doing that. So it's really odd. And then not only that, the opportunity cost of you spending money on traveling is fucking significant, okay? Your 20s, this is my advice, okay? I think that guy's advice is complete bullshit. My advice, your 20s should be used to produce the life that you want for decades after your 20s, even into your 40s, even into your 30s. Number one, you're going to have a lot more energy. Number two, you're going to be among people that aren't doing the same. So you're going to be able to, you know, I guess,
differentiate yourself,
accelerate much quicker than the competition around you of that era, even of the next generation or your generation. You're going to have such an advantage over everybody else. Think about this for a second. This is something that's always stood with me. If you work 8 hours a day, but I'm working 16 hours a day on the same shit, who's going to get things done faster?
It's a no-brainer.
I'm going to get things done arguably twice as fast. So in your 20s, when you're full of piss and vinegar, that is what you should do. Have you ever heard that term?
I haven't heard. I mean, I have, but I haven't heard that one in a long time.
Somebody actually said that to me when I was out. I was out with Marco, the guy that I bought the first set of property from on this past Saturday.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't fucking believe how full of piss and vinegar you still are. That's what he actually said. He's like, I can't fucking believe it. He's like, and he goes like this too. He's like, you are nothing but balls. He's like, you are just fucking balls.
Man, that guy's funny. He's
funny. He's like, yeah. So it was actually kind of funny.
Eavesdropping on the conversations of you two. It just is the two of you having a podcast would be fucking hilarious.
He won't do it. He won't fucking do it, and it's hilarious. Yeah. And the reason why is because a couple people came up to me that recognized me from, you know, the card channel or YouTube, whatever the fuck they recognized me from, and they were like just talking to me and this and that. He's like, what a fucking difference he sees when, like, with me, just my. I don't even know what he's talking about. I actually don't, because you know how hard it is for somebody to look at themselves and then
Yeah.
communicate. Like, I don't know what he sees, but he says he sees like this differentiating factor when I'm with other people, like how different it is. And I don't know what that means.
Wait, like different from when like you're with him versus you're with like talking to some guy that recognizes you from YouTube or something?
Different from like in that kind of scenario, he mentioned that people were coming, like, you know, multiple people. I don't want to single anybody out that watches our shit here, but because it might not have been that person. But he mentioned he sees such a difference of personality or aggressiveness or like whatever that is in me versus anybody that he's ever said he's been around. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to interpret that, but that's what he said. Anyways, maybe that's what he means by piss and vinegar. Yeah,
that's funny.
And fucking big balls. So, anyways, what was I going with this?
That in your 20s and into your 30s should be spent like building the type of life that you want to live because you have the most piss and vinegar.
Yeah. Your 20s and 30s arguably should be used to produce the life that you want and that others are unwilling to work for at that point in time in your life. That's what it should be used for.
And also not having like the kids or the other financial responsibilities or whatever it is, like you can just go that much faster too.
Yeah.
Right.
Or pick the right people to be in your life that allows you to be able to do that. Mm-hmm. That's also important. You know, you don't want to be with someone that tries to suppress your goals or whatever that is in an effort to, you know, try to, I guess, test how strong you are to resist it.